That must have been an absolutely giant deer. The base of that tree is like 10 inches. That's insane. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Year in review. Out here in this woods doing some trail camera checking today. If I see any nice bucks, I will overlay them for you, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. It's a little late in the season, but you never know. Maybe I'll show some earlier ones. Hope you guys are having a great one. 2022 year in review video. I am super excited about it. We're going to start back in January. We're going to work our way all the way through December. And you guys let me know what your favorite memory of mine was from 2022, your favorite video. And then let me know down below as well what your favorite memory from the great outdoors in 2022 is. Very excited to share this video with you, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. 2022 started off strong with an amazing trip to southern Florida. My brother and I found $22 flights and we flew down for a quick 24-hour trip. 1,300 miles south, we met up with our dad and the bite was on. We caught quality largemouth, giant Oscars, our first Everglades crappie, and the insanely beautiful and colorful peacock bass. Before heading back to the airport, I headed to the beach for a few minutes to see pompano from the sky. Back in Indiana, I found my first shed antler nearing the end of February on our home farm. First one to come off of the farm. With the weather still extremely cold, I took advantage of the shop and I did a quick review on the Mojo Mallard spinning wing decoy. And I completed a full review and build of the DIY duck blind that attaches to my John boat to bass boat conversion. March 17th was the first day I caught a bass in 2021, and I wanted to see if 2022 could be the same. And sure enough, we got it done from the kayak. I took a break from the water and got into the field for another early spring hobby, arrowheads. We were able to make it happen just before the crops went into the field. I took the John boat out for the first time of the year and completed a full review on my new muskie setup, a 400 HG Shimano Tranx with an 8-foot 6-inch St. Croix Premier muskie rod. Back south, we caught up with some turkeys on the drone just in time for spring turkey season. Unfortunately, the turkeys got the best of me during season. However, I was able to find another strange-looking antler during the season. Me and my best friend spent some time hunting down the best mushrooms one can find, the morel mushroom. I was able to witness and be a part of the white pelican migration heading through Indiana, a truly National Geographic kind of day. The early spring bite had begun and we took full advantage of it by catching numerous largemouth before heading south to Florida for round 2. Florida started with an amazing lighthouse tour at the Hillsborough Inlet. Supposedly you can see sharks swimming on calm days. Day 2, I bought a bucket of live shiners for a morning of bridge fishing and was able to catch a few dark Florida bass and one incredible little snakehead. After catching a few small ones from some popular canals, I headed to the Everglades for some dock fishing, catching tons of quality fish while sorting through the gar and cichlids. Beautiful peacock bass laying everywhere. I stayed out late a few nights trying to catch the elusive clown knifefish, and after a few tries was able to make it happen. A nice clown from shore. I spent one morning up in West Palm where I caught another incredible bridge peacock bass. After 2 more extremely successful dock fishing missions in the Everglades, I decided we needed to get out into the open water. We rented a John boat and headed deep into the Everglades for a full day of fishing. My wife and I had an incredible day, and she even managed to catch the biggest peacock of the day. I spent a few weeks north in Indiana kayaking, fishing, exploring, and even managed to take the boat out a few times before the biggest trip of the year, Hawaii. Hawaii was an insanely magical place. We started our trip with a morning at Secret Island, paddleboarding, taking boat rides, and exploring the sandbars, all while being surrounded by turtles. The history of Pearl Harbor was unmatched. We explored the USS Arizona and Missouri. They even had a submarine that we were able to take a tour of. I spent one morning chasing after blue marlin. Unfortunately did not catch one, but enjoyed some time on the water. We climbed the Makapu'u Trail and had breathtaking views of the island as well as the lighthouse. Stopped on the side of the road for views of lava rock blowholes. We snorkeled Turtle Canyon Bay with millions of fish and seen numerous turtles. Learned the snorkeling lingo for I'm okay. Miraculously got tickets for Hanuma Bay. Seen monk seals. Got up close and personal with tons of fish, including the Hawaii state fish, the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a. Raced to the top of Diamond Head, one of Oahu's most famous hikes, explored Shark's Cove and swam with more of the beautiful fish hiding in the lava rocks. Got into the freezing mountain water and swam below Waimea Falls, zip-lined with climb works through the jungle, hiked back the Mona Falls Trail to a stunning waterfall, and on the last day, I vowed to snorkel and not return to the beach until finding a sea turtle. After an hour, we found what we were looking for, The most magical moment of the trip. My brother and I got to swim with 2 different turtles. Hawaii was truly an amazing experience. Back on the mainland, I picked up the rod and reel for an afternoon of river fishing, getting into a few nice white bass. I pulled the John boat out to explore new lakes and get more familiar with different bodies of water. I caught a really nice bass out of the kayak weighing just over 3.5 pounds. Headed back to the river, caught my first sauger of the year from the same river up towards the spillway. Tested out a lunker hunt turtle, which surprisingly catches lots of bass. Took the John boat out yet again for more largemouth and explored more lakes. Some new and some not, catching hundreds and hundreds of fish all across the state. And the same thing happened out of the kayak. Took a guy's trip down the river for smallmouth and managed a few muddy water smallies. Got lost back in a hidden gem, nearly untouched water, and managed a few awesome largemouth hiding in the shade. Got stopped by a conservation officer on the water. Let my brother talk me into another nasty body of water to explore. I did a full review of the new light bars on the boat and started fishing at night throughout the summer. Spent a week in Florida with some friends and headed into the Everglades for another great day of peacock bass fishing. Conditions were tough, but we managed some awesome fish and great memories despite having 2 boat rentals break down. We headed further south to Robbie's Marina out of Isla Morada for a day of jet skiing, snorkeling, and kayaking, and topped it all off by feeding the Silver Kings under the docks. We were able to squeeze one last session of bridge fishing in before heading back to Indiana. I've frogged, flipped, pitched, thrown swim baits, thrown topwater, slow sinking, the whole tackle box this year. I fished a deep interstate lake, got into a swan traffic jam, fished a new DNR access lake with a good buddy. Late summer started to roll in and it was time to start thinking about deer hunting. I put together my first food plot in a section of woods that sees lots of traffic. I set the hook into my best largemouth of the year in late August. Tried a new style of frogs, the Ribbit brand. Purchased and did a full review of the Muzzy bow fishing bow and reel complete combo. I cannot wait to get to put this thing to work next summer. Got new Lew's Xfinity spinning and casting combos, and I completed a review all while testing them out and wrecking the largemouth. After dealing with a leak most of the summer, I finally retired the banana boat and upgraded to an Ascent FS10 sit-in kayak. Perfect for fishing and hunting. It's basically the Rolls-Royce of kayaks. I started to wrap up fishing season with a few last trips to the lake in the boat and kayak, including one trip devoted solely to pursuing my first public water fish on fly. I spent a weekend kayaking with my dad new sections of river in Indiana and was able to hook into what is likely my largest smallmouth ever. Unfortunately, the scales were dead, so we'll never know, but the thing was an absolute beast. Early waterfowl season has finally arrived, and on the first week I was able to go 3 for 3 out of the kayak on a group of geese. Goose poppers were made and then quickly eaten. I tried to complete the old cast and blast out of the kayak with no luck, but got back in the John boat and caught a few more nice bass instead. On the last weekend of early waterfowl, my brother and I decided we were going to sleep in and do an afternoon jump shoot rather than a morning hunt, and man did it pay off. He was able to take his first goose, his first full limit, and get his first band all in one day. A truly magical hunting experience. The crew and I were able to take a quick trip to a friend's pond and catch some nice slab bluegills. I jumped in the turkey tent and sent an arrow straight through a beautiful hen. Wild turkey and noodles, need I say more? Fishing slowed way down and regular duck season had finally arrived. After lots of scouting throughout the year for both duck and geese, it was officially time. Opening weekend, the crew and I was able to drop 6 stud wood ducks. I went back out the next day for a quick solo morning hunt and knocked down 2 more Drake woodies. My brother and I tried a new DNR wildlife area and managed 1 wood duck during the opening week, and completed a how-to video on how to properly breast out a wild duck. My dad came up for another wood duck hunt where we had more luck and knocked a few more birds down. Jared and I came across a nice group of mallards on a lake, and we were able to jump shoot those birds and each take home our first greenheads. My best friend and I decided to fill the freezer and spent opening weekend in the deer stand in mid-November. We took down 4 deer and 1 coyote all in a couple hours from the same stand. Truly one of the best deer hunts of our lifetime. Late November brought a cold front that helped me seal the deal on my first ever merganser. A nice hen hooded merganser, and the week after I was able to jump shoot both a stud drake redhead and the following day finish off the pair with a beautiful hen redhead. My gun clicked on one of my favorite dream ducks, the bufflehead. With all the ups and downs this year, this waterfowl season was by far my best to date. One of my last trips of the year was spent training Milo with a quick pheasant hunt where I was blessed to knock down my first ever pheasant. 2022 has been an amazing year for so many reasons. Please let me know down in the comments your favorite memory of mine from this year, and let me know your favorite memory that you had this year in the great outdoors. Like I said, 2022, an awesome year full of firsts. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for sticking with me all this time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully 2023 can live up to all the hype that 2022 had. It was an amazing year. So many different firsts and so many different encounters with different animals, different wildlife exploration. It was a great year. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will catch you next year. Peace, y'all.